Good morning, actually good afternoon here, and back for the next installment. I'm a little confused. I was sure that I'd actually filmed this one, but I can't find it. So here it is. This is day 18. I'm way behind because we're busy unpacking all of Q's things and everything's everywhere. It's chaotic, so I'm really just using what's within arm's reach. My borders was pretty fast and furious. This is some oxided papers which I kept the edge because they were so pretty, so I thought that made a nice instant border. Here's a border using a punch I've bought and hardly used, and here's a little pocket with another border, and this was actually from a larger illustration, had this beautiful border of mushrooms all the way around. So that was my day 18. Day 19 interactive. I had to go at a few different things I've seen lately. So this was a hidden pocket idea. So using a lovely image of some flying ducks. It's got a little tuck spot here with some journaling space, and then I've put in, this is a sweet little notepad, but I folded it the wrong way. I always do things back to front, but that tucks in there nicely. And I'm just holding it with a paper clip. I don't like it when things flap too much. And then for the other part of the interactive, I wanted to try an envelope. So this is using a piece of Dad's science paper again, folded up into a writing space envelope with a little pre-made die-cut tab and some of his electron microscope photographs, again, journaling space. So lots to play with and pull apart on this page, and this will serve to remind me, actually both of these, I'm happy with all of that. And I really like turning this into a kind of faux envelope, extra writing space. Good way of saving papers with his name here. Day 20, one of my favourites, nature. This was so easy, it just came together so quickly the other morning. Here's a card my sister sent me with my Christmas present, which was, I'll have to show this in another video. She found an echidna which had been roadkill. So she took it home and she buried it, and then she dug it up, and she sent me a box full of these beautiful, beautiful bones, including the nose and a toenail, and a little bag full of the echidna quills. So they will be appearing in future journals. And the bones they almost looked like polished wood. They'd gone really dark. I think she has red soil up where she is. Anyway, I liked the card, wanted to keep it, made it into a little more journaling using some coffee dyed and stenciled pages. And then here we played with stamping on some fabric the other day, and so I've made a little fabric flip with a caterpillar, more journaling space. And this is a pocket with some more nature things peeping out, and this was the cover of a pack of ephemera, which I've turned into not just a tag, but you guessed it, more journaling space. So there we go, a page full of yum. Day 21 was peeking out. This was fun. I did this yesterday, and I played with a few different ideas here. So I wanted to make a pocket. So we've got a little tab here peeking out. You can see this is moving, but this was quite flimsy, so I did an edge here which is also peeking out. Added a bit of gauze here to also be peeking out, and then the fairy is coming up from under here and over here, so she's peeking out too. And then we've got a tag, one of Dad's electron microscope photos underneath the fairy. That's kind of cute. I like this idea of having something to pull, so you know it's easy to get things in and out. And then here, of course, you can just do a tuck, make something peek out. So I thought that worked too. Bookshelf. Oh yeah, look. Up to the third signature. That's a bit exciting. We're on the home stretch. So the bookshelf, this was nice to do. So we've been, as you know, taking apart Dad's study and all of his things from downstairs, and he had these lovely A4 size filing cabinets, like all small drawers about this deep, and in each of them he had a handwritten label, and I love his a label showing what was in the drawer, and I loved his handwriting. I didn't want to throw any of this out. So our surname is Big, so here was this, which I've drawn some bits on, some corners and some faux screws to make it look like this is a chest. I've done Junk Journal January as if it's a book here. Then we've got a few more of his. This is his date of birth, date of death, and initials. And here's a very sad, this was when he was really failing, and he was still trying to file and organise things, so he tried to write Arctic and Antarctica. Or Antarctic, fitted that there. And that's an offcut of a wallpaper piece I've been hoarding. So, thought that was rather nice to have in this journal. And then this morning I tried texture. Now this is very random, and I'm not sure how well you can see everything. Up here, I tried rubbing over the top just with some Distress ink. I put this, this is a polymer clay copy of a texture plate that I made like 25 years ago. It didn't pick up any of the detail, but it made a nice mottled, foxed kind of a texture on the page. Then this is a sticker that was in my cousin's stash, topped with another sticker. These are some pieces we played with as we're unpacking Q's things. We came across some diamond glaze. So I had this little one and a big one, and she has a big one. So we thought we'd better try using it, and it works the same as the... Now I can't think what that other stuff's called, that Corey uses it a lot. Glossy accents, perhaps? Something like that. Anyway, it gives you, it's like a self-leveling resin finish. So it gives you a nice gloss and a bit of a dimension on these. And then on here, from my scrap box, this was a test of how well gauze glued on a scrap of card. So I've turned that into a pocket. This already had lots of visual texture on it, so that was easy. This is one of the textures I particularly love. It's the top sheet of a napkin glued onto a piece of music paper, and it feels so soft and smooth. It's really nice. More texture here with torn edges inked to make a bit of writing space. And then we have these beautiful leaf-tailed geckos here, and every so often you find a piece of gecko cast off. I don't know if you can see that. I tried laminating it, and it was a beautiful little hand like this, but unfortunately the toes went into that sort of position. Fingers, toes. So that's his cast off skin, laminated. Not the best option for such a pretty thing. I'll have to think of a better way of preserving them, but I just love them. It's sort of like a snake skin. So this is a memory of what not to do. And then I thought for a bit of extra texture, I might try embossing my little rabbit. So I popped him under here, and I actually used a bulldog clip, and then I ran around the image. And I don't know if you can see that at all there, because where it really worked well was on this side. Can you see that? So I got a little bit of extra rabbit texture going on yesterday's image. And that brings us up to date. And I'm busily trying to work out what I'm going to do when January finishes, because I have found this process so satisfying and so useful. I'm getting faster and less fussy, and really just, if it's not at arm's length, I don't bother getting up to get it anymore. The gecko finger, when I was finishing this page, Q passed it across to me and said, put this in. But everything else was literally just here in boxes of scrap, and it's, super fun. I encourage everybody to have a go with these challenges. It's my first one, and I don't know, is there one in February? If you know of one, please let me know in the comments. Okay, I will be back with, tomorrow is fabric. Don't know what I'm doing for that yet. Okay, bye.